Baghpat harassment horror. Stalker threatens to behead entire family. Youth ask family to hand over daughter. Sartan se juda threat to girl's father. Father fears for daughter's safety. Who will save our betis?
Good evening and welcome. You're watching 6 p.m. Prime with me, Pooja Shali, the show where I bring issues that matter to us as citizens of this country. Today on this special telecast, I'll be talking about an issue that many girls across India face. In generic terms, it can be called stalking. But what begins from harassment, molestation, then becomes threatening and intimidating, and in some cases has also turned to murder. Those stories on 6 p.m. today. Let's begin with headlines first. Rape accused seer has been sent to 4-day police custody. Karnataka Chief Minister says he has given a free hand to the police. The arrest came after India Today's relentless campaign demanding action. After a health excuse, emotional drama now in court. Accused of raping minors, Lingayat seer breaks down in the court. Karnataka police to grill him next. In a big boost to the Indian Armed Forces, India gets first indigenous aircraft carrier. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inducts the 20,000 crore INS Vikrant. Indian Navy freed from the colonial relic. Navy flag loses the St. George Cross. Prime Minister Narendra Modi unveiling the new ensign for the Navy. More revelations in Sonali Phogat murder case. Video of the accused hours after the murder resurfaces. Sonali and PA's transactions are now also under lens. A bottle that was used to drug Sonali has been recovered by the cops. In a big development, the Supreme Court grants interim bail to activist Teesta Setalwar in the 2002 Gujarat riots case. Teesta Setalwar has been asked to surrender her passport. The High Court to take a decision on the regular bail. Take a look closely on your screen about the different images that are going to come. These are India's betis who are being targeted by rowdy radical stalkers. In Delhi, we're talking about a young school-going girl, Naina Mishra, who was shot at. She has a bullet lodged in her shoulder. She's battling for life because Amanat Ali decided to shoot at her because she was refusing her advances. Initially, remember in Dumka in Jharkhand, that smiling monster, Shahrukh Hussain, set fire to Ankita Kumari, who eventually died, but before, with a very courageous calm, gave a dying declaration. In Baghpat now, a concerned parent is begging for help because there is another accused right now who's now been arrested, who has been harassing her and the family, and we'll get you that story as well. But in Ayodhya, these two young men were seen harassing and molesting girls on an e-rickshaw, and then, just in time, they were nabbed by the public. After the brutal murder of Ankita Kumari in Jharkhand just a few days ago, and then the shooting of a school-going girl, Naina, in Delhi's Sangam Vihar, now a concerned parent from Uttar Pradesh's Baghpat has spoken up. This incident is similar. This is of coercion that has come to light. This is also of harassment. This is of threatening, where one young man named Mohammad Rais not only asked a father to hand over his daughter to him and also threatened of consequences, and then told him if he does not comply, he will be beheaded. Warning of consequences, harassing his daughter. Here's a report from Uttar Pradesh's Baghpat.
Ankita Kumari set on fire in Jharkhand by Shahrukh Hussain. Naina shot at by Amanat Ali in Delhi's Sangam Vihar. Now, a concerned parent in Uttar Pradesh is begging for help. Accused Rais allegedly asked Baghpat resident to hand over his minor-age daughter to him or face the consequences. Month-long harassment and then the threat to be beheaded.
बोला कि नहीं, मैं आपकी लड़की को मैं फिर से लेके जाऊंगा, वो मेरे साथ ही जाएगी। मैं भैया तेरे के पहले तुझसे वो नहीं हुआ सबर, तब हमने इतना वो करा, तुझसे वो करा, शिकायत वगैरह करी तेरी, नहीं नहीं लड़की मेरे साथ ही जाएगी आपकी, या नहीं तो देख लो मैं क्या करूँगा, फोटो लगाऊंगा अश्लील उसके, मेरे पास सब चीज़ के फोटो हैं, और आपका भी दे लो सर, दर से अलग कर दूंगा मैं, आपका एक बच्चा है उसके बारे में सोच लेना आप।
Police have arrested the accused and are scanning social media platforms to see if the accused uploaded any photographs of the victim.
इसमें गहनता से इसमें विवेचना की जा रही है और जो भी तथ्य प्रकाश में आएंगे उसके बाद लड़के के विरुद्ध कार्रवाई की जाएगी।
The girl's parents are living in fear. From stalking to sexual assault, India's betis are being targeted. Ankita is dead. Naina is battling for life. How many more till the law enforcers take strong action on these cases? Bureau Report, India Today.
Remember, this is a very valid concern of this parent in Baghpat, because what has happened in the past few days is at least 3 girls who have been murdered. One is battling for life. And that is why this concerned parent has spoken up before he believes it could be too late for him, his family, and specifically his daughter. From Lucknow now, joining me on this telecast is my colleague Abhishek Mishra. Abhishek, what precisely is the status of this case right now? Has Rais been taken into arrest? Because what we are looking at these visuals, and I can only imagine what that father would be facing when this young man, Rais, walks up to him, stops his scooter and asks, "Where's your daughter? Send her to us," because send her to him, and if not done in time, he'll have to face consequences. And all sorts of theories are now coming up. Remember, this incident happened in the month of July, and the family has decided to speak up because realizing what is happening from Jharkhand to Delhi. And now in Uttar Pradesh, they want to be sure, they want to approach the authorities as well. Abhishek, what is the status? Has Rais now been taken into arrest? What is the investigation going to be? Because it's absolutely saddening to hear a parent speak like that, expressing concern, begging for help.
Well, certainly, and in this particular case, what is very shocking is that this particular, accused, this is not the first time. He was already arrested before, and even after that, getting that warning, and after, coming from the jail, he again committed the same crime. And it is very shocking in the moment, because right now the focus is on the women's security in Uttar Pradesh, and this incident which has happened in Baghpat, not only he followed, but also he threatened the father with the fact that he will, circulate the picture of the girl, and was actually blackmailing him. So that is something is very severe. As far as arresting is concerned, that has been made. But what is very important is that if it has happened again, how they're going to make sure that this will not repeat again, with the fact that this whole case was already into the light. So that is something which is quite shocking. But
this is very pertinent. This is not just an isolated threat. He's been a repeat offender. We also remember the case of Faridabad, where Nikita was shot dead in front of her friend by one Tausif, and then he was also taken into arrest. So is there a pattern that we're also looking at? Because what Abhishek is telling us about is a case in Baghpat. Staying with Uttar Pradesh, I want to now take you to Ayodhya. In Baghpat, though, it was a concerned parent speaking up about the threat and harassment targeted at his minor-age daughter. But what happened in Ayodhya is even more shocking. This stalking case is coming to the forefront from the holy city of Ayodhya, where in broad daylight, 2 minor sisters, these are school-going girls, they were on their way to school in an e-rickshaw. 3 bike-borne youth, young men, start to first approach them, molest them, and this has not happened just on one day. What we are being told by our sources on the ground was a repeated nature of harassment that these girls had started to face. But what happened was they forcibly pulled these girls out of the e-rickshaw where they were traveling in. But there were alert local residents in the area who caught one of the 3. The other 2 young men managed to escape. They managed to catch one. He's been now accused of molesting. He's been handed over to the police as well. According to our police sources as well, the names of these accused coming up are Shabir Alam, Miraj and Sameer. They've been sent to prison. A case under Molestation and POCSO Act have been registered. The search is also right now undergoing about other accused. According to the mother of the victims, the 3 accused were harassing their daughter since 15th of August. So it's not just a one random incident, which is bad enough, but this was a repeated harassment that school-going girls were facing by these men.
15 तारीख से सारे लड़के, 3 लड़के जो बाइक से आते थे, ये हमारी जब लड़कियां निकलती थी स्कूल से, तीनों बच्चियां, तो ये लड़के तीनों हरदम बाइक सवार होकर हमेशा निकलते थे। जब वो कुछ भी कहें तो वो कहते थे लड़के, क्या और हो क्या मेरी जान, तुम मुझे मेरे साथ चलोगी कि नहीं। फिर आज हमसे जब वो कहने लगी कि मम्मी आज अगर आप नहीं जाओगी तो हम स्कूल नहीं जाएंगे। फिर आज जब हम यहाँ से, तो लोग बैटरी रिक्शा से बच्चों को अपने भेजे जब बाहर, तो फिर उसके बाद से वो लोग रिक्शे से वो बच्चों को उतार लिए। उतारने के बाद से उसका हल्का सा कपड़ा खींच लिए, वो हल्का सा फट गया। जब उतार के उसको कह रहे हैं चलोगी, चलो हम तुम्हें अच्छा खाना खिलाएंगे, अच्छा होटल में ले चलेंगे। तब तक हम आ पहुंचे वहां पे। जब हम आ गए तो हमसे इशारा करने लगी, मम्मी यही लड़का है। तो अपना काला लड़के का पकड़ी थी। तब तक फिर हम पहुंच गए। फिर हमने 100 नंबर पे फोन किया। फिर यहाँ पे सब कोतवाल साहब आ गए।
आज सुबह 7:30 बजे रीडगंज चौराहे के पास 2 बच्चियां एक ई रिक्शा से जा रही थी। तभी पीछे से मोटरसाइकिल सवार 3 लड़कों ने उनको रोककर उनसे छेड़छाड़ करने का प्रयास किया, छेड़छाड़ किया। इस संबंध में वादी की तहरीर पर थाना कोतवाली में मुकदमा पंजीकृत किया गया है। उनमें से एक लड़के को गिरफ्तार किया गया है। 2 अन्य जो नामजद हैं उनकी गिरफ्तारी का प्रयास किया जा रहा है। शीघ्र ही कार्रवाई की जाएगी।
No school-going girl, teenagers, should have to face the kind of harassment that they have to face on the streets. What exactly happened in Ayodhya? Remember, we have the visual of him being caught, but here's what happened and has been happening since 15th August. These are 2 sisters, minor girls, minor age, school-going, molested, harassed on their way to school, which is, remember, otherwise a very short route. They're on an e-rickshaw. What happens behind them? On the bike, there are 3 young men. These stalkers, radicals, are on a bike. They start to first harass these school-going girls. Then they manage to pull one of them. What we're also being told by our sources on the ground is that a shirt, a cloth of one of the girls got torn because of the struggle that these girls had to do to be able to keep themselves safe. That's the situation of some of these girls that they're facing. Abhishek Mishra joins me from Lucknow. Abhishek, while these stalking incidents, some have had brutal conclusions and tragedies like that in Jharkhand. The girl in Delhi is battling for her life. But this also then raises a question mark on law and order. Yogi Adityanath has said that everything is okay for women. What exactly is this case right now? This guy was caught in time by alert local residents around.
Well, absolutely, Pooja. And this incident has happened in Ayodhya. That is a very sacred city, and at the same time, where it happened and the way it happened is also very shocking. Both of these girls, these 3 accused, were following both of them from 15th of August. And continuously they were trying to molest them. And when this incident yesterday on 1st of September, they actually managed to not only molest them, but also they were taking them away along with them. So that is something very shocking. And at the same time, what the police is saying, the 3 accused out of these 2 have been arrested, but the main accused is still out of the reach. So that is something which is very important. 2 other accused are minor. The main accused is 21-year-old, so he is still out of the reach of the police. And both these girls, one is class 6th standard studying, another one in the 8th standard. So you can expect what is their age. But at the same time, this incident has again raised a lot of questions on the security and what women empowerment and, all these claims have been made by the government. When it is happening, that too on the road in front of the most of the people, and along when their mother was there. So that is something which is indeed a big thing. So far 2 arrests, but the main person, the main accused of this whole case is still out of the reach. Yes.
Abhishek, please keep tracking the latest on that. Who's telling these young men that do not take no for an answer from even school-going minor age girls, and that in some cases it is okay to resort to violence and even murder if the girl refuses your advances? What exactly is happening in the country right now? Remember, these are not isolated incidents. We bring you now the data. Women's safety in metro cities, there are stalking cases, and this, remember, are the cases that do get reported, that reach to the police and authorities. In national capital Delhi, it's a whopping number of 320. In Mumbai, 63, considered otherwise safe city. Even Ahmedabad, at least 35 cases. Bengaluru, 68 in Karnataka. Tamil Nadu's Chennai, 18 cases are reported of stalking. which measures harassment, intimidation as well. In Hyderabad, 9 cases, Kolkata 18. Women's safety in metro cities. Remember, now we can talk about the assault that many women have to face. In the national capital, Delhi, the reported recorded cases is a whopping number of 2,022. In Mumbai, 1,625 girls have reportedly faced assault on themselves. In Ahmedabad, 141. Bengaluru 585, Chennai 146, Hyderabad 420, even West Bengal's Kolkata 250 cases have been reported. A shocking development has come from Madhya Pradesh's Sagar, where there was a serial killer on the loose. He was involved in the murder of 4 security guards. He has now been arrested from Bhopal. He is called the Stone Man. The alleged serial killer would strike only in the dead of the night and kill sleeping security guards. Their heads were smashed with a hammer, a spade or even stones. Take a look at this visual. You know, we would like to also give a trigger warning here. The manner in which this man goes about killing and then sits normally and then leaves the location as if nothing has happened. That he's killed a human being, perhaps more than 4. This chilling CCTV footage has emerged of the serial killer. He's been identified as Shiv Prasad. In the video, Shiv Prasad can be seen smashing the head. This is his 4th victim with what looks like a thick wooden rod. Police then managed to get a clue about him through the 3rd victim's phone, which the murderer was carrying with himself, and on tracking, they managed to trace him. But the manner in which he kills comes, sits on the floor for a few seconds, and then leaves the location.
क्रूर टाइप का व्यक्ति है वो, साइको नहीं कह सकते, पर उसे सामान्य बुद्धि का है, क्योंकि सीसीटीवी के जो फुटेज निकाले उसमें बचता हुआ दिखा है वो सीसीटीवी से। जो दूसरी हत्या इसने की थी, उसका मोबाइल लेता है। उस मोबाइल का फॉलो करती करती पुलिस भोपाल आ गई थी। भोपाल में जब पकड़ा गया तो इसने एक हत्या और कबूल कर ली, भोपाल में, वो भी चौकीदार की थी। और ये जो आधार कार्ड इस पे मिला है उसमें शिव प्रसाद इसका नाम आया है।
India Today's Heminder Sharma now joins me on this telecast from Bhopal. Heminder, his victims are peculiar. 4 sleeping security guards and absolutely a bizarre case. So any possible motive that the police have been able to tell you about? What is this case? And to be called a serial killer, possibly there were more than 4 victims as well.
Well, number one, all the victims, all his targets, they were bludgeoned to death by him, and the weapon that he used, most of the times for example, in Bhopal, he used a marble slab to bludgeon his victim to death, and similarly, in other instances also, the weapon was found from the spot only. Either it was a piece of stone or some slab or something else, but it was found from the spot only. Police have said that he, in almost all the cases, took away the wallet and the mobile phone of the victim. So one probable motive is that he wanted some money for himself, but this man has been working in restaurants across India for past several years. He's just 19 years old and he's a resident of Sagar only. He's a tribal guy, and he has been watching crime related things on YouTube and has told the police that he wanted to be famous. Yesterday also, after killing one of the guards in Sagar, he came to Bhopal at the under construction site in Bhopal at Khajuri. He bludgeoned one man to death at a under construction site. He was also a security guard over there, and all his victims, they were attacked when they were sleeping. There also he stood at the site, remained there at the site, and then started the phone of the previous victim, and the police was on the lookout for him at that time. And when the location of this man was
graphic details which you're also giving us to help us understand that a man of this mind was out on the streets and at least killed 4 security guards, sleeping security guards, and that's at least been noted. We do not even know if there were more numbers, and killed them. This one got caught on camera, and then his phone was tracked of one of the security guards, leading to this serial killer's arrest in Bhopal. All right, let's bring you other stories as well. After drug conspiracy, now shocking updates coming in on Sonali Fogart death case. India Today has now accessed footage of accused Sukhvinder. He's an aide of Sonali's PA Sudhir Pal Sangwan. Both these men have been taken into arrest already. But there is this video clip on your screens right now in which Sukhvinder is seen talking to a person said to be a few hours after the death of the actor who's been a social media star, was a BJP leader. She was a reality TV show contestant. Now this man is being examined and this video being examined by the Goa police because in order to identify whether Sonali transferred any money, if there was any financial transaction in Sudhir Pal Sangwan's account, her close aide, the Goa police has procured account details of 2 bank accounts, one with a public sector bank, another with a private bank. Now because this is after the cops visited Hisar in Haryana, the Tehsildar office to examine a suspicious lease agreement that was prepared by Sudhir Pal Sangwan, who now allegedly, according to the family members of Sonali Fogart, wanted a massive farmhouse. For 20 years, the farmhouse that was in name of Sonali Fogart, he wanted it on lease for just 60,000 rupees per annum, and a farmhouse that could be anywhere between 50 to 60 crore rupees. The Goa police has spent nearly 4 hours at Sonali's Santnagar residence as well, but they have sealed her locker and 3 diaries and have managed to get some digital evidence. I'm wrapping up 6 p.m. Prime for now. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourself. But after a very short break, news and updates continue on the other side. Thank you.